You almost insulted the military when you made the statement to me at the last hearing. My military training kicked in. Now, if you were in Iran and this happened, that'd be one thing. You were in a McDonald's parking lot and you're worried about who's going first through the drive-through. You've got to be kidding me. And you get out and assault a man who's 30 years older than you, that clearly is not as strong as you. You should be ashamed of yourself. That's all right. Derek Arthur Eshelman, 26B148944. Mr. Hogan, you can come on up here, sir.
Morning, Judge. The applicant the 82378 on behalf of Mr. Eshel.
Your name, sir?
Derek Ushelman.
Sir, your name.
Name Hogan.
Prosecutor offered a plea to assault and battery under section 771.1. I asked for the video, and apparently it no longer exists at the McDonald's. The might have captured the assault, none exists. That's where they are. I'm not, let me just put it to you this way. You better make this one good. Not that you always don't. You always do. But I don't go for this. So, is everything in this report accurate?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm
Yes.
asking, any material additions, corrections, or deletions?
There's no additions, deletions, or corrections.
What would you like to tell me? And by the way, did you get a chance to read this victim's rights statement?
No.
Well, can I read it to you? And if you need to talk to your client about it further, I will.
Okay.
I was shocked and terrified when the crime occurred. I was slammed into the ground and kicked in the face. As a result, I was taken to the emergency room by ambulance, and the doctors told me my rotator cuff was torn on my right shoulder, which is my dominant arm. My right shoulder was dislocated and my nose was broken, as well as swelling and bruising around my arm. I couldn't see out of my eye for a long time, and my arm was in a sling. I possibly need surgery on my left eye after seeing an eye doctor. I also may require surgery on my shoulder. And
I think my charger's in your car.
Can you? I also may require surgery on my shoulder, and I go to physical therapy 2 days a week as a result. My glasses were broken, so I had to pay for a replacement. I think it says pour, P-O-U-R. Oh, pair. I'm sorry. I'm in pain and I can't enjoy things like I was able to before. I'll face lifelong pain and suffering from this assault. I'm scared of the man that did this coming after me again. I hope the man that assaulted me is punished with the full extent of the law. I needed assistance going to appointments as well as daily chores. I lived alone and was independent before this, and I've had to ask for help from family. I had to ask for help writing this because it hurt too much. I've also suffered financially due to bills and paying for a replacement pair of glasses. Medicaid only covered a portion of my medical bills, and I do not have enough money to pay them. I've suffered physically, mentally, and financially from this assault that has affected my family as well. We're more on edge from this. I hope justice is well served in this case. So I want to make sure I understand. We're going to come to you in a second, Mr. Hogan, and I want to hear some and see any documentation that you may have regarding your injuries and any necessity of surgery. So go ahead, Ms. Patillo. Have you had a chance to review the report? I know you already said there were no additions, corrections, or deletions.
We did review the report, Your Honor. There are no additions, deletions, or corrections.
Anything you would like to say on his behalf?
Yes, Your Honor. So Mr. Asherman, he is employed and all that, as you can see in the report, he has a child, Your Honor. I know that last time we were here, there were some things put on the record about earning and different things like that. Mr. Eshelman was not saying that in defense or self-defense or anything like that.
He was saying is the instincts that he gained from the military caused him to do this. And by the way, he fled the scene too, right? Did the military teach him to flee the scene? But anyway, go ahead.
So he he made those statements for different reasons. He is very apologetic for the situation. He's very apologetic to what Mr. Hogan has had to go through. He's, understands that he may be on the hook to pay some medical bills or things like that, whatever Mr. Hogan is able to produce. But again, Judge, he is very apologetic. He was very apologetic when we spoke. He wishes he could take it back. I don't know I know Your Honor may be considering jail time. I would ask for you to forego any jail time because Mr. Eshelman is very apologetic in the situation. He also needs to keep his job. If Mr. Hogan does need restitution, if the court is satisfied with whatever Mr. Hogan presents in terms of medical bills, his glasses that need to be repaired, things like that, Mr. Eshelman will have to pay for that. But if he loses his job, obviously Mr. Hogan will have to wait longer, Your Honor. So I would ask if the court would consider following the recommendation and maybe just order more days on the court work program in lieu of any jail, Judge.
Anything you would like to say, Mr. Eshelman?
I just apologize to him. It was a complete lapse of judgment on my end and it would never happen again. I accept full responsibility for what I did.
How old are you, Mr. Hogan?
67.
How old are you, Mr. Eshelman?
37.
What would you think of him if he kicked a 97-year-old in the face? I am troubled by this. Very troubled by this. I don't like assault cases. And honestly, as far as I can tell, you were acting nothing more than like a bully. I don't like bullies. I didn't like bullies when I was 12, and I don't like them at 67. You have any medical reports?
I just have an imaging order and I have to go and get another ultrasound on my arm, but it does state rotator cuff and
What kind of injuries have the doctors told you that you have? You're in a courtroom, and I want you to be completely honest with me.
I had a dislocated shoulder that night, off the back end. I have a torn rotator cuff with ligaments and a chip bone in the shoulder. I had nasal bone fractures and an eye socket bone fracture.
Orbital bone?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I have to go back, I think July 24th, because this eye droops and it waters like all the time. I have to go back and see, and right now I'm in physical therapy because the, Dr. Siskowski out of Royal Oak, or, where is it, Michigan orthopedic surgeons. He wanted to see.
You gotta take that phone out of here.
The phone has to leave the
Signs
building.
all over.
Ma'am,
It's gotta go.
it's gotta go. Please take it out.
Out to your car.
Oh.
Phone's
Ma'am,
gotta go.
ma'am, take the phone out of the building.
He wants to see if there's between the MRI and physical therapy and ultrasound, if he can tell if there is an additional tearing with possibility of surgery. I believe right now he is trying to not do surgery, and I would rather he didn't. I'm 67 and not playing baseball or anything anymore, so just in my daily.
I want to make sure I understand how this happened. You were in the drive-through, right?
Yes, I was in the outside lane. There was two lanes. When I pulled up, the first lane was occupied by two vehicles. And I pulled to the outside. And the first vehicle left and they took my order. When I went to pull to the pay window, is when Mr. Hirschman pulled forward in front of me into the pay window and was complaining to them that he was next. And
Then he backed into your car?
Then we went to the pay window, so our orders were offset, so they had to pull ahead. And I noticed when I got to the pay window, he had pulled ahead, his reverse lights were on. So I beeped the horn, blew my lights at him and hollered out the window, don't back up, you're in reverse. Because some people, when they pull forward and they go back up, they,
Right.
you know, and slowly, it was no fast hit, but it just slowly, I'm gonna be took his foot off the brake or won't pay attention, I like, but it backed into my car. And so I got out, was just gonna, and I said, he just backed into my car. And so I heard my truck, he's like, he gets out and he says, oh, well, show me where I backed into your car, tough guy. And I went to turn like this to the front of my vehicle, and it had snow on it and stuff, because it was, the next thing I knew, I was pushing to. I don't know if I hit.
I'm sorry, say that again. Next thing you know what?
Push. I don't know if I hit the front of my bumper or the ground. I ended up on the ground and I couldn't get up because my arm was, pressing my, push myself up. And that's when I was kicked
Kicked where?
in the face.
How many times?
Once. Glasses were kicked off. The people came out from McDonald's, seen me laying on the ground. They thought I had gotten run over in the drive-through. And they asked if I needed a police in their ambulance, and I said yes, and then I don't know if he ever got his order. He ended up leaving, and the police came, the ambulance came. There'd be an emergency room.
What kind of out of pocket do you have? Restitution?
I had a list, but it was turned in.
Have you received all the bills regarding all the treatment that you've had?
So far, yes. Glasses, I have, prescriptions, co-pays, most of my insurance.
I'm gonna set a restitution hearing a couple months out. And I'm gonna have you get everything together. And you are going to send it to the court and to the defense lawyer. Actually, let's call him Ms.
I think,
Well, hang on. Let's call him Ms. Foley Carter. Yeah, I know, but you're still going, right? And I want to make sure that everything's covered. And what isn't covered, I'm gonna order him to pay.
as far as the therapy, I just have my schedule. Would you like a letter from me now?
How many times are you going to, how many times are you going to therapy?
Twice a week.
Your name? There's gonna be an issue of restitution. I'm having him get bills together. We're gonna set a restitution hearing in about 2 months. Okay?
Understood.
And I'm gonna have him send everything to you, and I'm gonna ask you to forward it to the court and to Ms. Patillo. Okay? So give me a restitution hearing date when I'm done here, Heather. Anything else anybody wants to say, I'll be glad to listen. Anything else, Mr. Holt?
Yes, I just, basically what was said in the first report, and I just, kind of rewrote something, about, not being able to do the things I did do and stuff. And having to rely on my children for help and stuff, which I would live alone, I'm very independent, I don't like asking for help and stuff. I understand Mr. Eshelman was either had a bad day or something, I don't believe that's his everyday character, I hope not. But I do ask for your judgment on his punishment. And I would like to tell Mr. Eshelman that I do forgive him for his actions. And like I said, I'm 67 years old, I don't think I was that big into it.
I don't either. You, never been convicted of anything. They're going to take this under section 771. I'll do that. I want you to understand me, Mr. Esham. I have nothing but the highest respect for people that served in it, that serve and have served in our military. You almost insulted the military when you made the statement to me at the last hearing. My military training kicked in. Now, if you were in Iran and this happened, that'd be one thing. You were in a McDonald's parking lot and you're worried about who's going first through the drive-through. You've got to be kidding me. And you get out and assault a man who's 30 years older than you, that clearly is not as strong as you. You should be ashamed of yourself. I just don't understand this. I don't understand the anger that goes on out here anymore. The animosity among people. I just don't understand it. Like if we all were going to live till we're 1,872 years old, maybe we could afford to act like a jerk now. This is a short life we live. And I just don't like the tough guys. I just don't. You beat up a man 30 years your senior. You kicked him in the head. I saw the pictures. I've read the statements. I read the reports. You left the scene after this. You knew you did wrong, and somehow, some way, you justified and tried to rationalize it last time on the basis of military training that kicked in. I don't relish sending first offenders to jail. I really don't. 12 months probation. You cannot leave the state without the consent of the court. You cannot violate any law or ordinance of any unit of government. If you change your address, your place of employment, or home telephone number, you must notify probation. You do have to report as directed. No contact with the victim, Dennis Hogan. You cannot write, phone, see, text, email him, or communicate with him, or have anybody else do any of those things for you or on your behalf. You're not to possess firearms. You're not to possess dangerous weapons. You're to serve an anger management program with 12-week follow-up. I'm going to set a restitution hearing. We're going to give you a date on that, and we're also going to give you a prosecutorial review date, and you're to pay restitution as ordered following the hearing. We're going to give a date on the restitution, Heather, in about 2 months. Do you understand the sentence of the court so far?
I do, Your Honor.
You didn't serve any time in jail at all, correct?
I do not, Your Honor.
This could be a lot worse. I'm going to order 25 days jail. I'm going to let you serve 7 days on the court work program. There's a $35 a day charge for that, for a total of $240 to $245. You're to serve 18 days jail forthwith. You're to pay fines of $200, costs $275, victim each break fee $50 justice assessment. Now I'm going to go up. I'm going to go higher than 400 fines. 200 costs, 75 victims' rights, $50 justice assessment. That's 7.25. Screening fee is 60 for 785. Probation fees are 240 for a total of 1,025, plus attorney fees of 40 for 1,065, plus court work program fees. Your total here amounts to 1,310. If you that includes the 7 days on the court work program, you're going to pay restitution as ordered following a hearing. The restitution date will be when, Heather?
We could do August 20th.
Will Ms. Patillo be here that day?
Oh, actually, she will not. We won't have her again until August 26th.
Then let's set it after August 26th.
All right, so we could do August 26th. Then you want to do 8:30?
Yes, August 26th at 8:30. You're to forward those, all the medical bills to Ms. Foley Carter, sir, Mr. Hogan, by August the 7th. I would like you to appear here as well. And give me a prosecutorial review date where this case would be dismissed on motion of the prosecutor if you're compliant. That has to be before June 17th of 27. Heather, what day am I going to have for that?
That will be the 27 calendar. That could be June 9th.
June 9th to 27 at 8:30 will be your review hearing date. We'll give you paper notices on both of those. I want you to understand something. This could have been a lot worse. This is a first offense. And you've never been in trouble, but that's it. I'm sorry. You're in custody for the next 18 days. Good luck. You have 21 days to appeal, 14 days to apply for a court-appointed lawyer. For purposes of appeal, you should have thought about that before you kicked this man in the head. Have a seat.
Yeah, may I speak?
No.
This way, sir.
If you want to speak, I'll let you speak. I'll probably change my mind and make it worse. Do we understand one another?
We do, Your Honor.
If you want to speak, I'll let you speak, but I'll probably change my mind and make the sentence worse. Do we understand one another?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, have a seat.
Come on, this way.
I'm taking a 5-minute
Here you go.
recess.
This way.
Shannon Sherrill Phillips, 260-150-905 A and B. Your name? You're charged with resist, hinder, and obstruct an officer. 2 counts. You have the right to an attorney. I'll be happy to provide you with one at public expense. Would you like a lawyer? You waive your right to a lawyer?
Yes.
So I'll go ahead and arraign you. I'll set bond. You asked for my oath of office. You can approach John, give him my oath of office. You also have a motion here that I will address after I arraign you. It is alleged that you did commit the offense of resist, hinder, and obstruct an officer on April 29 to 26, at or near 23125 King Road in Brownstown at 12:01 p.m. That is count 1. Count 2 alleges the same count. Resist and obstruct an officer or misdemeanors punishable by up to 500 fines, 90 days jail, costs, or all those. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
I can't hear you.
Yes.
Did you sign, read, and understand the advice of rights?
Yes.
If you plead guilty at any time, you'll be giving up all of those rights, and we're not going to have a hearing or a trial. Do you understand that?
Yes.
You still wish to waive your right to a lawyer? I will enter a not guilty plea. You acknowledge receipt of that oath of office?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
You argue that you don't have to go for fingerprints, right?
What do
You filed a motion here. Emergency objection to fingerprint compliance deadline and request for stay pending adjudication.
Yeah, well, I was trying to figure out, you wanted fingerprints for this charge? I filed a motion because I was literally assaulted.
Okay.
By the Brownstown Police Department when I went there to get fingerprinted the last
On
time.
another case, right? In front
Yeah,
of judge.
the initial charge is what I was there for fingerprinting for, yes.
All right. I didn't order you to get fingerprints on this
No,
case.
sir.
But I am gonna order you to go get them fingerprinted now. I'm gonna order I'm gonna give you a $1,000 personal bond. You cannot leave the state without the consent of the court or violate any law or ordinance. Ma'am.
I feel for my safety.
Yeah. Let me finish. You're not to have any contact with the victims. If they happen to be the one fingerprinting you, that's one thing. Otherwise, you're not to write them, phone them, see them, text them, email them, or have any contact with them whatsoever. You're not to possess firearms. You're not to possess dangerous weapons. You're not to have any contact with prosecution witnesses. I'm going to order that you go over to Brownstown by 1 p.m. today to get fingerprinted and photographed. That's a condition of your bond.
The victims.
Let me, would you please stop? Let me finish. You're not to have any contact with the victims.
The victims are the Brownstown Police Department.
That's their allegation. I don't know what happened, ma'am. I don't read police reports unless and until there's a conviction, but I am ordering you to go over there and get fingerprinted and photographed by 1 p.m. today. In the meantime, I'm going to send you to the prosecutor. You can discuss the case with the prosecutor. And we'll go from there.
Okay, so if I'm not supposed to, like, what am I supposed to do when I go there? Who am I supposed to actually talk to?
You're supposed to, you're going to take the order. We're going to fax over the order. And you're going to take your bond sheet and you're simply going to cooperate and tell them that you are there to be fingerprinted and photographed. If the individuals with whom you had the issue are, how do I say this? If they're the ones fingerprinting, that's not going to be deemed a violation of the no contact order. Okay? You understand what I said? In the meantime, you can go talk to the attorney, the Brownstown Township attorney, see if you can resolve this. If you can't, you can set it for trial, okay?
So you said talk to the prosecutor?
Yeah, have a seat in the hallway.
Yeah, hang on. Yeah, you're gonna go talk to the prosecutor. You said you want to represent yourself.
Yes.
So you'll go negotiate with the prosecutor. You can explain your position to her. Maybe you can get her to dismiss it. I don't know. And if not, we can set it for trial.
Okay,
Okay?
thank you.
All right, see you back in here after you've talked to her. Jacob Michael Douglas.
Nothing hearing that 9:45.
Ma'am, come back up here.
Okay, you said come back after I talk to the prosecutor.
After you talk with the prosecutor. If you have a hearing in front of Judge Heston, is that what you're saying?
Yes.
You'll go there after you're done with me on this case. Okay? Jacob Michael Douglas, 24B, 147075, B, 24B, 147048, A, B, C, 24B, 147075A. All right, counsel, your appearance.
Good morning, Your Honor. Attorney Thomas Course, P 77177, appearing on behalf of the defendant, Sir, please state and for record, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Jacob Douglas.
All right, Mr. Court. So let's talk about this. He's charged with operating while intoxicated. As I understand it, this is going to be a charge. He's going to plead guilty to the lesser charge of operating while visibly impaired due to the consumption of a controlled substance. That's number one. Is that true so far?
Yes.
And then he's also going to plead guilty to failure to report a property damage accident. And in that instance, the prosecutor is going to dismiss, with regard to both of these, the OWI and the leave the scene. That's number one. Is that all true so far?
Yes, sir.
And then we have a failure to display a valid license. That charge, the no ops charge, will be dismissed by the prosecutor once your client pleads guilty to this charge, these two charges, I should say. And then we have a driving an unregistered vehicle that the prosecutor is also going to move to dismiss. Is all of that true?
Yes, sir.
All right. And then, as I understand it, the judgment on the no proof of insurance will remain in full force and effect. True?
True.
So do you understand everything your lawyer has worked out here, sir?
Yes, sir.
If you plead guilty to operating while visibly impaired due to the consumption of a controlled substance, your license will be suspended in accordance with your record. Your vehicle could be or might have to be immobilized depending upon your record. The possible penalties are up to 300 fines, 93 days jail, 360 hours community service. Court costs are all those 4 points. License suspension or revocation in accordance with your record. You understand all of that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you sign, and if you plead the failure to report, possible penalties are up to 100 fines, 90 days jail, costs are all those. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And did you sign, read, and understand the advice of rights?
Yes.
And you understand that once you plead guilty to those two charges, I'm dismissing the operating while intoxicated, the leaving the scene, the failure to display a valid license, which is essentially no operator's license on person, as well as the driving an unregistered vehicle. Do you understand that?
Yes.
And then also the judgment will still remain in full force and effect on the no proof of insurance check. Do you understand that? All right. And you understand all your rights.
Yes.
You did sign those and read those and understand those.
Yes.
The advice of rights, correct?
Yes.
And you understand you plead guilty to these two criminal charges, you'll be giving up all those rights and we are not going to have a hearing or a trial. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. The charge operating while visibly impaired due to the consumption of a controlled substance, how do you plead?
Yep.
To the charge of failure to report a property damage accident, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Were you operating a motor vehicle on October 6th of 23 at 2:46 PM on southbound Dix north of King and Brownstown?
Yes, sir.
And prior to that, did you consume some kind of a controlled substance?
Yes, sir.
What did you consume?
I'm not sure, Your Honor. It was,
How many of these have you had in your life?
this is the only one.
You don't remember what you consumed? Tell me what you consumed. Come on.
To my knowledge, it was, THC,
What else?
opiate,
What else? What kind of opiates?
some type of painkiller, I'm not sure.
You were taking something that you don't even know what it was? What was it, Mr. Quartz?
Judge, I know it was an opiate, THC, and some alcohol that was under the limit of 0.08. But we don't know the exact, I don't know the exact brand of the pain medication, Judge.
Okay, so this report says gabapentin, amphetamines, THC, and Oxycontin. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
All right. You consumed those, and then was your ability to operate the motor vehicle impaired because of the consumption of those controlled substances? And if so, in what way?
Yes, Your Honor. It would be like.
I can't hear you.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm asking you in what way? Were you involved in an accident?
Yes, sir.
Did you cause the accident?
Yes, sir.
How did the accident occur?
Under jail for.
I know, but tell me what happened. Did you drive through a red light? Did you turn in front of somebody? What happened?
I veered off the road into a boat.
Was it a one-car accident?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you veer off the road into the pool? At least in part because of the consumption of those
Yes,
drugs?
sir.
And, after you were involved in the accident, did you leave the scene of the accident without calling the police?
Yes.
And did you take a breath test or a blood test? Blood test, correct?
Yes.
And counsel, you stipulate that all those substances were in his system at the time that the toxicologist did the report.
We do go
Are you on probation or parole, Mr. Douglas? For what?
for felonious assault.
You understand by pleading? Were you on probation or parole back on October 6th of 23?
No, Your Honor.
Anybody forced you to plead guilty here to this charge of operating while impaired due to the consumption of the controlled substances?
No, Your Honor.
Anybody forced you to plead guilty to failure to report a property damage accident?
No, Your
And
Honor.
again, to that charge of failure to report a property damage accident, how do you plead?
Guilty.
And you left the scene after the accident without contacting the police, correct?
Yes, sir.
And there were no other drivers involved, true?
True.
I'll accept your plea. The operating while impaired, I find to be an accurate plea. Operating while impaired due to the consumption of controlled substance. I'll accept your plea to failure to report a property damage accident. I will dismiss the operating while intoxicated, leaving the scene. No operator's license on person. And driving an unregistered vehicle, all on motion to prosecute. We'll also have. I'll set a bond. We're going to order a screening and assessment. You're going to be screened and assessed today. You'll be sentenced at a later time, okay? So. Counsel, how many priors does he have, if any? What's his record like? Is
I
what
know
I'm-
he does a juvenile. Did you tell the judge like?
I have two priors,
Two prior what?
two prior convictions
For what?
for felonious assault.
How old are you?
22.
You gonna straighten out your life?
Yes, Your Honor.
Well, you better. You're on felony probation now?
Yes.
Yeah. Are you sure you weren't on probation at the time of this incident in 23? It looks like your sentencing took place on one felonious assault in April of 22, unless you're off probation on that one. And you had another on February 28 of 25.
Yes, them are two separate cases.
I know. Are you off probation on the first one?
Yes.
All right. All right, here's what I'm gonna do. Like I said, I'm gonna order you to go over and get fingerprinted and photographed by 1 PM today. at the Brownstown Police Department. And I'm going to order that you abstain from the use of alcohol and marijuana and illegal controlled substances. I'm also going to order that you go to AANA at least twice per week. You have to go in person to AA. Every time you go, you have to have the form signed. Every time you come to court, you have to bring the form with you. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
We're going to give you a sentencing date now, counsel.
That'll be July 1st at 8:30.
July 1st at 8:30. All right, Mr. Quartz, is that good with you?
Yes, sir.
You go down the hall, we're going to give you your bond sheet, and then you're going over to the probation department where you'll fill out a questionnaire and be interviewed. And then you will come back and go over to the Brownstown Police Department, come back on July 1 sentencing. You understand all of that?
Yes, sir.
Any questions?
No.
Okay. I wish you well. Good luck.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you very much. Mr. Quartz, would you please, there's an AA form. My court officer stepped out momentarily. Would you please go over there and grab an AA form? It should be right over there on his desk.
Yes, sir.
You know where it is, Denise. You see him?
Yes, sir.
Heather,
Yes, Judge?
do you have AA forms down there?
I don't believe we do.
All right, we need to get some down there too. Can you tell John to get them? He's out of the courtroom. Tell him he has to get them, AA. You have to get them an AA form, John. Mr. Quartz. Shelley Bacon, Shelley Francis Bacon, 26B149831.
Right.
Good morning. Your appearance, Ms. Bacon?
Yes, Sean Francis.
Okay, Mr. DiMaggio?
Yes, Judge Andrew DiMaggio, P4 about 619 Shelley Bacon.
Okay, so we talked as a team and we're going to accept Ms. Bacon in the sobriety court. Have you had a chance to review the report and are there any material additions, corrections, or deletions?
We have reviewed it, we did not see any, Judge.
Okay, anything you would like to say?
I think Ms. Bacon really wants to do this, realizes she's got a problem. And she started going to AA right away, and I think she'd be a good candidate for this private school too.
Anything you would like to say, ma'am?
No, I'd like to thank you for accepting the program.
Okay, well, I'm looking forward to helping you. I'm a little, what do I say, not taken back, but a little concerned about this statement. She's not like the other people we have in this program. This is what you told probation. She does not get into trouble. We've been in trouble twice over this in the last 3 years, so let's make sure this doesn't happen again, okay? 2 years probation, you cannot leave the state without the consent of the court. You cannot violate any law or ordinance. You change your address, place of employment, or home telephone number, you must notify probation. You have to report as directed. No alcohol, no marijuana, no illegal drugs. You're not to purchase, possess, or consume any one of those. You're to submit to chemical testing, PDTs, and ETGs on demand of the probation department. We'll pay for your testing as long as you're negative every time going forward with our grant. You're to complete 60 days on the SilverLink device going forward. You're to attend AANA at least 3 times a week and provide written proof of attendance. You're to obtain an AANA sponsor. You're to attend all substance abuse treatment at an approved facility by probation. I do have to order the immobilization of your vehicle. I already did that. Did you take care of that?
Yes.
Okay, good. You're to attend the victim's impact panel. You're to attend and complete the ARM program. You're to report to sobriety court status review hearings with me every 2 weeks. You're to obtain and maintain employment with proof provided to the probation department. You are also to, I'm gonna go through the fines and I'm gonna try to be as light as I can, to be honest with you, because with all these fees, it's extensive. You're gonna pay fines of 200, costs of 250. $75 victim's rights fee, $50 justice assessment. So that right there is $575. You have a screening fee of 60 for $635. You have cost of recovery of $150, bringing the total to $785. You have probation fees of $480, bringing your total to $1,265, plus your sobriety court fees of $360, for a total of $1,625. I'm also going to order that you serve 6 days jail. Well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make it 7 days jail, credit 1, serve 6. And I'll let you do those as follows. 2 days on the court work program. There's a $35 a day charge for that, for a total of 70, bringing your total to $1695. You are also to serve 4 days of community service. And I will give you some time to complete that, since there's a lot of requirements here, okay? So I'm going to give you all the way until October the 15th to complete that. But you have to stay with that. Your total fines and costs, including the $70 in court work program fees, is $1,695. That is the total. If you violate, your probation could be revoked. You could be incarcerated for 93 days with credit for the 1 day served. You have 21 days to appeal, 14 days to apply for a court-appointed lawyer for purposes of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes.
All right. Do you have any questions? Does she have all this to pay, Mr. DiMaggio?
Pardon?
Does she have all this money to pay, $1,695?
No, we need to work out, we'll probably work out.
How much do you have today, Ms. Bacon?
Maybe $100.
How much can you pay weekly? You get paid weekly, right? Every 2 weeks, okay. How much can you pay bi-weekly? Nice and loud.
You do 50.
When do you get paid next?
It's this.
All right. Pay 100 now, 50 bi-weekly, beginning June the 22nd. You'll meet with the probation department before you. Okay? I really hope this helps you. I really do. And I wish you well. Okay, you'll meet with probation before the leave. Anything else, Mr. DiMaggio?
Just to get a clarification on, the work program will be in lieu of the jail type.
Correct. She's not going to jail. But you gotta stay with me on this, all right? I'm going kind of light. You've been really good on the bond phase, so I'm going kind of light, but you gotta stay with me, all right? Good luck to you, ma'am. Wish you well. Thank you.
In this heated custody dispute, the judge delivered a powerful warning about honesty and transparency in court. Miss Huey was told that court rules apply to everyone, even those representing themselves. The judge made it clear that evidence cannot be hidden and then revealed at trial. Any information not properly disclosed could be excluded entirely. The court also denied a temporary parenting plan change, stating there was no proof of immediate danger to the child. As tensions rose, the judge ordered full discovery responses within 30 days and warned both sides that courtroom procedures must be followed without exception.
Judge was not buying the defendant's excuse. After missing payments for months, the defendant claimed he was in Atlanta taking care of his father and simply forgot about the court order. The judge immediately pushed back, saying, "I don't believe you. I have people lie to me every day." The courtroom grew tense as the judge reminded him that he had ignored multiple opportunities to call the court or request an extension. Then came the warning. "This is a courtroom. We're not telling fish stories. Do this again, and I'll put you in jail." A brutal reality check that left everyone silent.